Welcome to Accelerate Learning STEMScopes Early Explorer. Early Explorer was thoughtfully designed by pre-K teachers with busy pre-K teachers in mind. It's the first of its kind, built from the ground up to Head Start and state pre-K guidelines and scaffolded to prepare students for future success. Let's take a look at the curriculum. When you log in, you'll notice that you land on the home page. The first place you probably want to visit is the Scopes. If I scoot over 2 tabs here at the top and click on the word Scopes, this is going to take me into the curriculum. Along the right-hand side, you'll notice a column with different grade levels. Depending on what you've purchased, you'll see different grade levels show up. For those of you who have just purchased Early Explorer, you're going to see a tab that says Early Explorer, and you'll want to click on that tab. This will take you into the curriculum. You'll notice as you scroll 12 different scopes that deal with different topics. Weather patterns, caring for Earth, life cycles, food sources. These are all scopes that have multiple centers inside for the students to perform. I'll click on one of the scopes so we can take a look inside. Let's start with properties of matter. If I click on the word properties of matter, it's going to take me into the scope properties of matter. Notice that the Early Explorer program is built using what's called the UP model. Ramp Up gets the students ready for learning. Round Up includes all of the centers that the students will be performing. Wrap Up is a way to show what you know and give small group evaluations. And then notice as well, there's a Books tab. This contains both a fiction and a nonfiction reader for teachers to use during instruction time with students. The Essentials tab is where we'll begin. This gives the teacher background. So if I click on this tab that says Teacher Background, it's going to pull up some information for teachers to be aware of before they start teaching properties of matter. There's also a tab called Vocabulary Cards. If I click on this tab, I'll notice some PDF documents here. There's 2 different types of vocabulary cards. The first type gives you a term, an illustration, and a definition. The second type of vocabulary card is going to also give you a term, but it's going to spell the term out so that you can use this for letter development, sound development, and so forth. These vocabulary cards are available in both English and Spanish. You will just need to toggle the language selection over here to the right, and that'll let you select which language that you want these vocabulary cards to show up in. The Quantitative Student Data Report allows you as a teacher to track the progress of your scholars as they work through these centers. For properties of matter, there's 4 key concepts. Matter is all around you. The states of matter that you can see are liquid and solid. Matter has properties, and water can change from solid to liquid. As the students work through these key concepts, you can grade them or level them as novice, gaining proficiency, or as expert to be used to share with parents or in their data files. There's Books on Topic. This is going to give you a list of books that you can click on. It'll take you straight to Amazon. This is going to help the teacher build their classroom libraries or give parents suggestions as to what they could check out when they go to the library. The materials list allows the teacher to gather the materials that they need. For those campuses that have purchased the hands-on kits, this is already done for you. The class data report is much like the student data report, but this allows the teacher to record information for all scholars on one document. And then, of course, a parent introduction letter. This is something you send home at the beginning of the Properties of Matter unit to let mom and dad know exactly what's going to be going on at school in your STEM time and some things that they could do at home to supplement. Jumping into the Ramp Up, this is an engage activity that you would do on the first day of starting this Properties of Matter unit. It tells the teacher exactly what they're going to be doing, exactly what questions that they could ask to the students, and this is whole group. This is where you're pulling all of the students together and just really preparing them for learning. Keep in mind, please, that each scope is meant to last 2 to 3 weeks, so this introductory engage will be for day 1. The rest of the days, you'll want to look in this Daily Engage tab, and it's going to give you suggestions for day 2, day 3, day 4, and so forth. Also in the ramp up section, there's science rock songs. These are fun, small, short little songs that are written that go along with the science content that you can play for the students. The lyrics are also down here if you ever wanted to print them off and use them in, say, a poetry center or something like that. The Roundup tab allows you to look at all the different centers that are available for properties of matter. There's art, there's color, there's dramatic play. You can see there's about 15 for each of these scopes for students to work through. If I click on one of these, and I'll just select the Science Center, you'll notice it's going to show you exactly what the scholar is going to be doing in this center. Here's the material, here's the procedures, question prompts, and then there's always PDF documents with center cards that allow you to have something to place at each center so that the scholars and you as a teacher or other adults that are helping you to facilitate know exactly what the students are going to be doing in that center. So this is something that you could use, have at the center. There's also questions that go with it so that if someone's monitoring and walking around to check on the students, they know what questions that they could ask when they're there with the child. Roundup is meant to last a great portion of your unit. Note this, with all of these centers, depending on the layout of your classroom or the time that you have, you're going to select how many centers that you put out at a time, and that's fully up to the teacher as to how many that they would like to use and put out. The wrap-up, there's a parent letter to go home. This is going to let your parents know what the scholars have been doing at school and some things that they could do at home to kind of help and questions that they could ask. The Show What You Know, as well as a small group evaluation, allows you as a teacher to check understanding and just kind of get an idea of how effective and how much your child gained from working through the centers and the ramp-up activities. The books, fiction and nonfiction books, were written to go with this unit specifically. So under this tab, there's slideshows, so you could use this with your projector and read to the children and go through, ask different questions and so forth that are it's really just going to supplement and reinforce this properties of matter. And these are in both English. Here's a Spanish book. If I want to look at everything at the same time, I could click on this All tab, and it's going to pull it up for me in a list form that I can click on. It makes it very, very easy this way to click, and it'll go straight to exactly what you wanted to look at that time. There's also a planner feature that can be used. If you click on Early Explorer and we were in Properties of Matter, I can actually drag these to whatever day that I want to use them. So if I drag these into my calendar, whatever day that I put them on, this is going to show up on my home screen. So when you logged back in at the beginning of the day, notice anything I put in my calendar for that day is going to pop up right here, and it's going to be a hot link so that I don't have to dig into the system every time I want to use it. I hope this has been helpful, just a quick overview of STEMScopes Early Explorer, and I hope that you are able to effectively and efficiently use this with your scholars and allow them to learn a lot about STEM. Thank you.